Loss is a loss, but we're moving on. We're focusing on the Rose Bowl and preparing for Utah.
How much do you view this game, because Utah is a physical team, as a way to kind of show we're not that team that we showed in the Army?
It's a huge opportunity for us. Like you said, they play physically. They're a great team. So, we're excited for the challenge.
You led the team by a wide margin in tackles this year. I guess season's still going. You are leading the team by a wide margin in tackles. Speak about that a little bit. It's very rare you see at Ohio State or any big program a guy lead the team by 41 tackles over the next guy. You just have a knack for getting to the ball. How do you explain that, Ronnie?
I guess that's it right there. Any chance I get to make a tackle, do something productive for the defense, it's huge. I'm glad I was able to, contribute in that way for the team.
I would think that's a nice mantle to have as a defensive player, the team leader in tackles. What's your thoughts about that?
I think it's great. Like I said, any chance you get to contribute to the team and their success, especially on the defensive side, is huge. So I was just glad I was able to do that.
Hey, Ronnie, what's the motivation? Obviously, you guys want to play in the playoff, but it's the Rose Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What's the motivation with you guys to play this game and win it, I guess?
We have a great challenge for us. Like I said, Utah's a great team, and we're playing in a very prestigious and a great Rose Bowl bowl game that we're playing in. So we're super excited for it. We can't wait to get out there.
You guys have a chip on your shoulder, maybe a little angry. There's been a lot of things that have been said about this club, and you get a chance to maybe go silence the critics.
Like I said, man, we're excited to play, man. That's pretty much it.
What do you feel like you guys need to get cleaned up? I'm sure it's not just one thing. Is there a couple different things you feel like you guys can just tighten up with defensively?
Yeah, for sure. We looked at the film, we discussed those things. I'm pretty confident in ourselves and our coaching staff that we're going to fix those things for the upcoming games.
What are some of those things?
It varies. I don't want to get too much into detail, but it varies. We've discussed those things.
How good is this how good is this team you're going to face in Utah? They beat Oregon twice.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon, of course, beat you guys. What do you see out of Utah?
Great, fast, physical team. Those guys, are good at what they do, and they do what they do well. So, it's a great challenge for us. We're excited for it.
Ronnie, one of the critiques from that Michigan game, obviously, even their offensive coordinator said it after the game, is they thought they were a more physical team than you all were. I know that's a take.
Mm-hmm.
What do you all take from that? Obviously, it's challenging, but I'm wondering how that applies to the football field. How you then take that and try to make sure that you live up to the standard you're trying to.
It's always, the better team doesn't always win. It's the team who plays the best on that day. They had the better hand on that day. So, we just have to go back to the drawing board, fix what we need to fix, correct our mistakes, and, get ready for the next games.
Do you, as a group, find yourselves confident in that element of your defense, in the physical nature of it? Do you have confidence in it?
Most definitely. The guys on the defensive side, we pride ourselves on that. They just got the best of us on that day. It's definitely something that's not going to slow us down or hinder us in the future.
What was your first reaction to hearing that you guys are going to hire Jim Knowles to be next year's defensive coordinator, and how much have you looked into kind of Oklahoma State film to kind of see how he operates things on defense?
Yeah, we looked at it. He looks really good on paper. Their defense was really good last year and on third downs and stuff like that. So, we're excited and we're looking forward to meeting him and seeing what he can do here.
Watching film, do you sense, or are you preparing for an off-season filled with, transition in terms of scheme, or is it kind of, expect to be similar to what you guys are thinking?
Honestly, I don't really know. I'm not really sure, what his main goals will be. We're just excited and looking forward to, seeing him when he gets here and see what he's going to do.
Well, you said you're looking forward to. Oh, go ahead.
What about for you, like personally? Like, what do you want to work on, kind of tweak, like over the course of this off-season to prepare for next year?
There's a lot of things. Just getting my knowledge of the game. This year I got to get a lot more experience under my belt. Seeing things different on the field. So just now having that under my belt and knowing what it's like out there playing, full quarters in the big games and stuff like that will definitely help me prepare for next year.
I'm sorry. How does your training differ in terms of knowing that you're coming in as a prominent defender like you were this year, coming off that, knowing you're going to get that again next year? Does that change your preparation a little bit?
Kind of in a way. We always train hard, and stuff like that. But just knowing things what's going to happen out there, knowing what it's like can definitely help. Just looking at what stuff that you're going to see that you've seen in the past year just stuff like that.
Does it help to have film of yourself?
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
You mentioned that you're looking forward to meeting Coach Knowles. Have you even had a Zoom talk with him or anything? Have you talked to him at all yet?
No, we haven't, not yet, but I'm sure we will in the future.
I hear he's a pretty interesting personality. I've heard him compared to like Phil Jackson with the Zen and like kind of the yoga. He does like games with his players. Like he'll do like game show stuff. Game show type stuff. He seems like a really interesting guy, personality.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any knowledge on the guy, but I'm excited, and I've heard things like that as well. So we're looking forward to seeing him.
Ronnie, when you talked about the production from this year and then having that experience to build on, in the summer before this season, I don't think any of us were really talking about you doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Did any of it come as a surprise to you, like it did to maybe me?
Well, I've always, stayed true to myself, and I've always had faith in myself that I knew that once I got the opportunity, I just had to make the most of it. And, luckily, things played out how they did. I was able to have a pretty good season. So.
When did you sense that might actually be the reality, not just that you thought you could, but that it was happening?
I'll probably say after the Minnesota game, I didn't even realize that I had, I think I finished with like 11 tackles or something like that. So once that kind of set in, I was like, all right, let's go. We can do this.
Is there a guy in the room right now you're like, yeah, you're going to be what I was like this year, next year?
I'm excited to see the new DBs coming in. I think Jordan Hancock has been playing really good, towards, now. I'm excited to see what he does next year.
How important is, these practices, these full practices to the development of the team?
It's huge. We kind of take a step back from, the game week practices and stuff like that and kind of just focus on the fundamentals and the basics and stuff like that. So just being able to hone in on those skills, before we get to, the Utah prep week for that is really good for us.
Ronnie, what's it like? You guys had kind of a coaching adjustment on the defensive side in the middle of this year, and now you have a new defensive coordinator coming in next year. What's it like for players when you have coaching adjustments on your side of the ball?
Yeah, it's a business. There's going to be changes. You have to adapt. And if you don't adapt, you can get left behind. So it happens. It's a part of the college football business and at the next level. We trust our coaches that they're going to put the best coach in front of us to lead us to victory. So, we're looking forward to it.
I know you said, you're focused on this game. Would you imagine that the position you play, your responsibilities on a snap will be similar next year? Like, or do you think, maybe they'll give me in a kind of
I'd assume, but honestly, I don't know. That's all stuff for next year.
Now that you're a few months into name, image, and likeness, is it what you thought it would be? What are your thoughts on it? Do you like it? I'm sure as a player you like it. Just what are your thoughts on name, image, and likeness?
I think it's great. For a long time, people have been able to benefit off us, and we haven't been able, to get anything in return. So it's good to see some guys making those right moves for themselves. Being able to put money in their pockets, and it's hard being a college student sometimes. So I like it. And I think people are taking advantage of it in the right ways. Although some people, it can go in the wrong way, but I think for the most part, it's been pretty good.
Is it kind of what you thought it would be, or is it different?
No, it's pretty much what I thought it would be. Yeah.
Ronnie, when you guys win so often, and very seldom do you have a situation where you lose a game and then you don't get to play again for a while. Does the mood feel different around here? Like, is it?
I would say, when we came back from that loss, it was kind of tough. Obviously, it was tough for us. But like I said, we moved on. We're focusing on the Rose Bowl now and preparing for Utah.
And do you want to, this is always the thing anytime. You guys lose so rarely. It's like every time you lose, it's like, oh my God, we lost. You want to be motivated by it, but you don't want to be stuck in it, right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, what do you think is the right balance with a loss like that?
Well, it happens in college football. It doesn't happen often for us, but you have to learn from it. You get back to the drawing board and try to fix those things that you messed up on for the future.
Ronnie, I'm curious if you have any perspective on this. We talk with C.J. Stroud quite a bit about how well he sees the field and how one of his strengths is sort of how he can manipulate defenders with his eyes and stuff like that. Maybe you're just focused on your assignment when you're playing against him in scrimmages, but do you have any kind of appreciation for that or any kind of assessment of how well CJ kind of does that stuff and going up against him in practice?
Most definitely. I think CJ has made tremendous strides from the beginning of the season to now. I think he's playing amazing football right now. And yeah, that's definitely something he does. I mean, there's sometimes in practice, he'll hold the cadence, just to try to get us out of our disguise, and I'll just be like, damn, he got me right there, or something like that. So he does those little things really well, and he's only going to get better for the future.
He's a really smart guy, right? He's
Really
plays the game
smart.
in a really intelligent way.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that? I know you've only been playing college football a few years now, but compared to other guys you've played against or you've been around, where's he at with that stuff?
Definitely at the top. Definitely at the top. He does all the little things that most quarterbacks don't do. Whether that's, like you said, looking off the safety or just trying to get us out of our disguise, so he knows what coverage we're in, so he can make that throw. Stuff like that. So he does all the little things right, and like I said, he's only going to improve.
Is there? I don't know if you can give an example without giving away what you guys like to do on defense, but can you recall a specific time where he did something like get you guys out of your disguise or really kind of mess with you guys as a defense?
Yeah, sometimes, we like to show a different coverage that we're actually going to play in. So, if we're in cover 2, we're showing something different. He'll get us to jump out of that shell and stuff like that, and then they'll hit the throw where it hurts us.
How does he get you to jump out of the shell?
Just holding the cadence, or maybe giving like a fake go.
So when he does hesitation clap,
yeah,
like
stuff
okay.
like that.
Okay.
Or looking off some safeties mid play, stuff like that.
Okay.
Ronnie, how good at that part of the game do you think you are in terms of thinking the game and like that chess match against an opposing quarterback? What's that like for you?
Yeah, I definitely had to, I would say improve, because coming in, that's stuff that I kind of lack. Just simple experience. I think guys, who haven't really been out there, you don't really know what it's like. When it's loud, you don't hear anything, and everything's on the line and stuff like that. So I definitely think I've improved. There's definitely always room for improvement. And like I said, going into the next season, I'll be able to look at certain things differently now from a different perspective.
Do you develop something when you face a quarterback in practice all the time? Like,
Most definitely.
for instance, you and CJ, I mean, is it like a chess match week to week?
Yeah, most definitely. CJ puts the ball, in places where only his receivers can get it, because it's like, you play almost perfect defense, but the receiver still makes the catch, and you just kind of got to give your hats off to that guy, because it's just a great throw and a catch. You can't make them all. But yeah, it definitely helps not only myself, but the other guys on the defensive side of the ball as well.
And you get him sometimes too, right? Come
Most
on,
definitely.
You gotta pick him
Nah,
practice.
most
You
definitely.
let CJ know, right?
Most definitely, yeah.
Ronnie, is it hard to play with? I don't know if discipline's the right word, but one of those times when you're trying to read the quarterback, get an idea for how the routes are being dispersed, but also as you're playing like boundary safety, you got to trigger downhill fast against a run play. Like balancing all of that, just how do you feel like you've grown kind of in that awareness and ability to kind of adapt on the fly?
It's
like
definitely a challenge, but like I said, we practice those things. Our coaching staff, tries to give us like cues and tips like that to better ourselves and put ourselves in better positions. So you watch the film and do stuff like that, which can ultimately better prepare yourself for when that time comes.
You had mentioned, I think, a little bit during that JK looking pretty good as corners. What do those guys do best? When you see some of the stuff that they can do, how exciting is it to think about the corners?
Jordan, he's a young guy, but he's shown a lot of signs that he's playing really good ball. He has a knack for the ball as well. He makes a lot of plays on the ball. I really like his footwork on the line as well. And he brings a lot of energy as well. You ask some of the guys, he's one of those guys who will turn up with you after the play and stuff like that. So it's just overall good.
I think Denzel called them two dogs.
Yeah.
He wouldn't really elaborate on it.
Yeah, but yeah, I would definitely agree. Those are two dogs. They're hungry. So,
Ronnie, just to confirm, you're a guy who is NFL draft eligible. Is it your plan to be back here next year?
yeah, it is.
And what's it been like kind of for you as Ohio State prepares to bring in a new defensive coordinator? Have you had a chance to talk to Jim Knowles at all? Have you had a chance to study his defense at all?
I've watched some of this stuff, but no, we haven't talked much. But we're looking forward to meeting him and seeing what his plan is for us.
What do you think about his defense? What do you think about the way Oklahoma State played?
They were really good. They're a really good defense. They're really good on third downs and stuff like that. So it's not too much that I know about the guy, personally, but we're excited and looking forward to meeting him.
Right, you guys have I hate to bring it up, but like Josh Gaddis, the team up north, as y'all call it, offensive coordinator, had some choice words about how physical they were and how, from a toughness standpoint, they thought they proved a point in that game and stuff. Do y'all have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder going into this game against another, quote, tough team on which Utah, That's what it hangs its hat on, is being tough at the line of scrimmage.
I mean, they're a tough team, but so are we. We put in the work. So no, we know it's a challenge, but we're looking forward to it, and we're focusing on the Rose Bowl now. So yeah.
But does it bother you hearing that kind of talk?
Not really. We're not too focused on the outside noise.
What do you call the position that you play?
Bullet. It's called bullet, but it's really just like a strong safety.
No, I know.
Yeah, it's like a strong safety.
I was just curious, like what you.
Yeah, it's like a
call
strong
it.
safety. Yeah.
If someone said to you, "Hey, Ronnie, you're a football player. What position do you play?"
I would say safety, and then if you ask for more detail, I would just say like a strong safety.
Because I always wonder, like, a lot of these defenses have like cool names for some of the positions. When you've got a new coordinator coming in, maybe you have a chance to like suggest a name.
We'll see.
I think they have a bandit. He calls it a bandit. Is that right?
Yeah.
They have a Jack.
We have Leo.
Yeah. Maybe you have a chance to come up with a new name.
We'll see.
The Rocket.
Rocket, thank you.
Right?
Gotta wrap him up.
Yep, the Rocket. Thank you.